So after the Minnesota Vikings franchise tag safety Anthony Harris, we mentioned that one of the options could be that the Vikings are simply tagging Harris in an attempt to trade him down the line, and it seems like that could possibly be the case. According to Ian Rappaport of NFL Network, Vikings have put out the word that Harris is available for a mid to late round pick. So whatever. I mean, it is a bit of a cooperative role here by the Vikings and Harris's agents putting that out there, just putting out the vibe, just letting teams know that they're open for business. And the Vikings, Spielman does business quick. I mean, the Bills-Diggs trade came together in like an afternoon. Started like late afternoon. Trade was done by around 10 p.m. Central Time. So something could happen very quickly with Anthony Harris here. And we mentioned yesterday, after they tagged Anthony Harris, they're like, all right, I'm excited. This could allow the Vikings to work out a long-term deal with Anthony Harris. Maybe he plays 1 year on the tag. But then I got thinking about it more. And Zimmer is never one to mince words. Like, he doesn't really play the game. And when he said that the safety position isn't that important, I think he actually meant it. So the fact that you're going to have two safeties making eight figures per year, Harrison Smith making 10 plus, Anthony Harris making 11.4 in 2020. Didn't make a lot of sense, although certainly would love to keep Anthony Harris in the fold. But if the Vikings were going to let him go, and by franchise tagging him and holding him essentially for ransom for a draft pick compensation, it does sort of make sense. And like we laid out yesterday, it's like what the Dolphins did with Jarvis Landry a couple years ago when the Dolphins tagged him before eventually trading him to the Browns for a 4th and 7th round pick. Now, the thing with the franchise tag, Vikings can pull it at any time. So if, as long as Anthony Harris doesn't sign it, like if the Vikings get no offers out there, they can just pull the franchise tag. They get $11.4 million back on their cap. No muss, no fuss. And also in Anthony Harris's defense, like he should absolutely wait till the last moment to sign it. Like if this thing gets dragged out, he shouldn't sign it at all because by signing it, it does limit his options. It does make it difficult for the Vikings to trade him at this time, and also it's the surest route that he's not going to get a long-term deal either. So I mean, if Harris walked in open free agency, the Vikings were likely looking at a 3rd-round compensatory pick. But I can understand why they're doing this now, because if you can get a 4th-rounder or better at this time, I say take it, because you look at opportunity costs, like a 4th-rounder this year versus a 3rd potentially next year, late 3rd, by the way, because of compensatory picks. It's one of those bird in the hand or two in the bush, one thing. Plus, you don't know if you're going to get that 3rd-round compensatory pick next year either way. I mean, lots of factors go into compensatory picks, although the Vikings, like we mentioned, would be in line for some decent cheddar, depending on how free agency breaks out here. But honestly, if a team comes in with a 4th or like a 5th and a 7th, I may take it at this point, because if the Vikings truly had no intention of extending Harris long term, and this is just a way to get a little bit of something right away for Anthony Harris, I would say take it at that point. Because if you can add some more picks to what the Vikings already have, the 11 that they have currently in 2020, plus remember they have the extra 4th-round pick in 2021 from the Bills, it does give them a lot of flexibility to A, reload the roster, or B, maneuver to get the players that they really want. Plus, it does free up $11.4 million in cap space, and that could go to potentially bringing back Everson Griffin or re-signing Mac Alexander, or even Trey Waynes if they want to go down that route, or have them pluck through the bargain bin on some of these 2nd and 3rd wave free agents. So, I mean, even though we rejoiced yesterday that Anthony Harris is going to still be a Viking, maybe not so much, but we'll see how the rest of the day plays out. Again, a lot of fast and furious free agent action going on. Thank you very much for coming along on the channel, as we're all self-quarantined. Lots of time to watch YouTube and talk about our stupid Minnesota Vikings. But your thoughts, Vikings potentially trading Anthony Harris on the franchise tag, let us know in the comment section below. Also, subscribe for daily Vikings takes. If you want to support the work, pull us on the Venmo, plus give us a follow on social media as well. But until next time, Skol, production value.